and a trusty brew. Ancoats, here we come. So what is today in Ancoats all about? Well, today I'm going to be, sounds like stars and eyes. Today, Matthew, today is going to be about filters. I'm going to be, I've got a Canon 5D Mark IV from the university, which is on loan to me till Monday, and I'm going to be going into specific locations. You know, similar shots to what I've got before, but this time I'm going to add on, you know, in the extremes, a 10-stop filter. Now what the 10-stop filter is going to do is it's going to block out a lot of the light, so it'll give me longer shutter speeds, and therefore it will give me longer exposures to play with. And what I'm trying to do is show the passage of time within the images potentially. You know, a good 10-stop filter will probably allow for 30-second exposures during the day, which is really what I'm trying to aim for. Quick check on the traffic here, we're coming up to some lights. But I've also got a nice, you know, 2 to 8 stop filter. Just if I don't want to use the full 30 seconds, I can use other things. So I've got that in my bag. So that's really the main effort for today. I'm going to be pinpointing some of the locations that I've kind of done before, but to use this effect. But I also want to go to some locations potentially that used to mean something to me and my old man, and kind of do the same thing, that kind of passage of time within the images. And that's what today's all about. On to Ancoats. Talk about the filters then. We have got the Tiffin 2 to 8 stop, which is 77mm for the Canon 5D Mark III. We've also got the SRB photographic big whopper 10 stopper, ND 1000, and then another ND 1000 at the 49mm end, just in case we decide to use the Canon M50, but we'll see. So that's where we're at, that's what we got, and that's what we're going to go with. Okay, let's get into it. Okay. It's my old trusty tripod. You might not be able to hear me, it's quite noisy. I think I do need to invest in some kind of better audio system. I did have a lens cloth. What did I do with that? Odd looks off passers by. Okay. So everything's on and ready. I've cleaned this off. I'm on manual focusing so I can get right in. Question is now is getting this on. Might just take this off to make it a bit easier. Okay, so everything's gone dark, so what we need to do now is literally okay, with the 10 stopper at 30 seconds, it's still a bit dark, so what we're going to do is just just going to bump the ISO again. 400, ISO 400, let's try that at 30 seconds. I want to try and keep the ISO down. Now ideally long exposures you want to be using a shutter release and using the mirror up sequence, certainly on a DSLR, but we're not going to do that today, we're just going to do it quick and simple. I'm conscious that there's also trucks passing on this road which might have vibrations. Let's hope this finishes before this one gets here. Wasn't too bad, that one. There we go. That one blasted out the sky, so we'll try one at ISO 200 and we'll see how we get there. There's probably enough in that we can just bump up the exposure with it being raw and see how that works. I think for the next one what we might do is use the other filter that's a bit variable. I think we've got a bit of adjustment for it. We're just going to try one at 25 seconds at ISO 200 and see how that works. There's an absolute wonderful smell coming from Tommy's Chippies. I might not be able to restrain myself from grabbing a bag of chips, especially as it's nearly lunchtime. So this is 1/25th, f22. That was a 5-second exposure. Let's see how that works. I think it's too dark in the shadow light. Let's try 15. I think it's just the dynamic range between the shadows in the trees and the mill and the brights of the clouds, with them being quite white and fluffy today with the smattering of blue. There's good movement on them, so that's really what I'm trying to show. Let's have a look at that. Let's try 10 seconds. And we'll just keep bracketing it down to get the best exposure here. I think that's probably the way forward. That's probably our best exposure now. I think we've got everything between the left and right on the histogram. Let's have a quick look at that. You can see the histogram, it's all in there, and that's what the information we're trying to retain, and we can always bring back the shadows in editing. So let's go with that. That's on. That's our first shot done. Let's go with that. Let's try this. 15 seconds. So 15 seconds, f22, ISO 200. Again, lot in the HDR here of from darks to lights, so it's going to be a bit difficult. I may have to bracket it again, but we'll see. Bit quiet here as well, no lorries. So this is the second of my shots. I want to get another one further down the canal there of Stub Mill, so we'll come back around to that one. Then we need to move over to the Marina, where I'll probably get one looking back. Then into Cutting Room Square, and we'll get one there, and on the way back up we'll get one looking back towards Hope Mill. Let's have a look. That's actually doable. We could come down a bit on that one. Maybe 10 seconds. Let's try that. It's just blowing out the skies. Oh, I've got grass tickling my bum here. Ooh. I'll have to stand up. Let's have a look at that. We're just going to come down a little bit. Let's see. Let's try 6 seconds. Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. That's another one done, and we'll move on to the next. That's this location done now. I think we can pretty much call it wraps on this one. Tried a few different variations, but we'll move on to the next one. Okay, I won't do much filming on this one because lots of passerby are in this area, but you get the gist here. And the good thing is, in the distance there you can see Victoria Mill. You know, sticking with my mills theme, that kind of thing. Just probably make out the settings there, maybe not. We'll give that a whirl, let's see how we get on. Okay, we're going to do one more location, which is going to be back towards main Ancoats, but what I might do now is just stay in this area and do a little bit of street photography, which kind of feel like maybe what I'm missing. We tried it last time, but it didn't really work that well, but we'll try it now. So I'm on this one on the corner of Tidworth Avenue, and it's a view spot I've found before. Potentially the last one of the day, but I'll have a look when I walk down past the bank and where the Falcon used to be. But I'll give you a quick look at what I'm looking at now. Okay, you can just see, can't remember off the top of my head, I think that one's Hope Mill. You can just see Hope Mill above, towering up there, but you get all these different builds in one shot there, and I quite like that. Which is why I'm going to redo this shot and just give it the old filter effect. Let's give it a whirl. No, helps if I change the shutter speed, eh? Let's try that. 10 seconds. Okay, let's bring that back. And what we're going to do, we're going to bring the exposure down, just try and get a bit more. The highlights looks a bit blown out there. Let's just have a quick check of that. It's a 5 seconds. No, it's too dark. Let's just maybe 6 seconds. Let's try that. I'm going to change it because I think if you use the wrong setting on this, it does actually make it go blue. So let's just let's try that. Still at 6 seconds. Now I've x-rayed it. Let's just come down to the very point before it gets. It can be a bit hit and miss there when you first put it back on. Let's see. Let's try 4 seconds. Let's work with that. Might have to redo that card route, draw through it. Let's try that then. I think we'll leave that one. I think it's too dark and too bright. Let's just let's try, tell you what, we'll try 2 seconds. Actually, I think that one's got it. We'll go with that one. Well, that pretty much wraps up today. I'm contemplating going to get chips. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, I don't know. I'll wait till I get down there and have a niff. But I'm pretty much going to wrap up. I've wrapped up. I've just had a quick shot of a spot that obviously means something to me. This is where the this is where the Falcon used to stand. And I won't go into the who's and whys and whats, but my dad ran this pub for about 6 months and it was just a great time during that period. But yeah, I think that pretty much wraps up this segment of today, and it also, I think I've pretty much can wrap on stage 1, the changing face of Ancoats. I hope you've enjoyed it so far. Take care. I buckled. I ended up getting a small chips. Those are special. Right. That's me out for this one. And we'll see what happens next.